One of you recently asked me if I could review more tea-based fragrances. Of course I can. I love tea as a note. Hi, if you're new here, I'm Ashima, your half-time scientist and a full-time poet in the world of luxury and fragrances. Thank you so much for choosing to watch this video. Today we're going to be talking about Valentino, Born in Roma Green Stravaganza. This is an extension of the Born in Roma line. I don't know in case you got a chance to catch it. I recently reviewed the OG, which is Donna Born in Roma. I'll link it for you in case you're interested. And this is essentially a sibling, an extension of the line, which came out not too long ago, I think March of this year. So it's been about 5 to 6 months for this fragrance. So it's still sort of youngish. And it's a tea-based fragrance. I tried it before I picked it up, but haven't worn it since. I love to do that because, when I'm trying it out on these videos, it almost becomes like, hey, that's what it smells like. It's almost like it's not a first impression, but you get a chance to see my very sort of natural and organic response to the stimulus when the fragrance hits my skin. So let's get into it. The bottle, very, very similar to this one, the same rock stud design, green in color, of course. Let's go ahead and spray it. Very good atomizer, by the way, on these bottles, very high quality. Let's get into the fragrance. Okay, so the moment it'll hit your skin, tea lifts off, but it's not a green, raw, edgy type of tea. It's a smoky tea. So it's a little bit more deeper, moodier, if you may. And there's a fast follow, by the way. The top note barely disseminates that the middle note of floral, and by the way, which is jasmine, there's no need to guess, like it is so clearly jasmine starts to come up. And I've heard this when I was reading a few reviews of this, that it tends to lean a bit feminine, but I think that's what's happening here because the top note and the middle note fast follow. The green very quickly meets the floral, and that's what makes it a little bit feminine, but not too much. Like I don't think that this is not something that that men would like to wear. I think it's a very nice, fresh opening. It's one of those interesting blends which is very linear, by the way. So there is tea. It follows a jasmine floral note in the middle, and very, very much clearly closest with the vanilla. And that's it. Pop, pop, pop. 3 things. That's what makes it an interesting fragrance. But usually it's never about the number of notes or the number of ingredients. It's the blend, it's the ratio of the oils, it's the expert hand, which makes a very, very seamless transition from the top to the middle to the base. And that, by the way, is very clearly happening here. I like it. I like the way that this is sort of morphing, right, from one to the other. I can start to smell the vanilla as my skin heats up. I can start to smell the base note just a little bit, which is giving it that sweetness and that roundness, because green fragrances tend to be a little bit, in the beginning, they can tend to be a little bit edgy, but this is not doing that because this is not grass green, this is tea green. So which is why it's soft and it's elegant. Is it unique? No, it's not, right? It's not statement, it's not terribly unique, but it's very, very nice. It's an extremely nice everyday fragrance. If I was to apply the same logic, because I've worn this from the same line of longevity and projection, not the best logic, but if I was to, because I will need to test it out to be very sure. It is about 5 to 6 hours aware, which is okay from a designer fragrances standpoint. In terms of projection, this is probably a little bit more subtle than its cousin here. This one is a lot more louder. It's gourmand. This one is more subtle. It's a little bit more to the skin. It's fresh, but it's quieter, right? And it's a nice quiet. Once again, I'm also thinking that this has capabilities of layering very well, but I'll try all of that and let you know more. Am I happy with my purchase? I think I am. For the fact that for a designer fragrance, for a tea-based fragrance, it has its unique angles because it's a smoky tea. It nicely blends in the vanilla. I think it's a really good proportion of the oils. I'm happy with the fragrance. I think it'll become one of my everyday here and there type of fragrances. What I will do though, let me wear it for a couple of days and I will comment the comments and I will make sure that I do leave some of my thoughts and update the description on the power of this fragrance. So if you're looking for a tea-based fragrance, if you're looking for an everyday fragrance, if you're looking for something which is not something like a Wulong Cha, which is not too expensive and is I think please all, this is definitely one of them. Thank you so much for watching this video and for being here. As always, I really appreciate you. If you found this content and any of my other videos valuable, and you would want to see a little bit more from me, I would be so appreciative if you can give me a like, share, or a follow. It really helps when you're starting off on this whole content journey. It makes it easier for me to hear from you and for my videos to reach your feed a little bit easier. Thank you so much. Until next time, stay cool.